Okay, I think we're live on Facebook. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's my favorite time of the week where I get to reach out to an area nonprofit and give them a little bit of FaceTime so we can hear about the amazing things that are going on. I love to shout out these nonprofits because I think that we can help more when we know what is going on. And actually, recently, I spent a little time thinking there are so many nonprofits. There are so many. I could never interview them all. So I decided to choose ones that support families, children, women as a general. And then I decided I want to go for the little guy. The little guy is the one that needs a little more. Yes. So checking that box today. So I'm really excited for you guys to be watching, and I'm so excited to introduce you to Christy Peliquin, our Executive Director of Popup Birthday. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having us. We're so excited. I say we, but it's me and my assistant here who's off camera and our giant piñata behind us.
This is our first piñata on the nonprofit Shoutout. We've had a baby goat. And we're getting ready to have a cat. That's not the first time. Yes. That is not the first time, nor the last.
I love kitties. That's cool. Well, we have an elephant also.
Wonderful. And we've had lots of diapers in the back. So this is super exciting. So anyway, she's here to distract me. Anyway, the whole reason for us talking today is so you can share what you're doing. And so please launch right into what is Popup Birthday, who you're serving, and how.
Sure. So Popup Birthday, we provide personalized birthdays in a box for children in foster care. So the whole point of serving these particular children is so that they can have a moment of feeling seen and heard on their birthdays. Mm-hmm. And so every box that we create is personalized to the child. And that's something that we do that's we consider that to be kind of the magic piece, is that we're listening to those kiddos, their wants and their interests, their hobbies. Mm-hmm. We're trying to get a sense of their personality so that their birthday experience is a representation of them.
Wow.
Not just some stuff, So yes.
That's taking it to a different level. I think that's amazing.
Yes, and it's important for this community of kiddos because they're in a circumstance that can sometimes feel it can cause them to feel like they're a little bit lost and a little unseen and unheard.
Sure.
So it's particularly important that as we're serving them, we're trying to convey as much as possible that we see them as individuals. And so we will put the kiddo's name on every gift. We'll do a personalized card that's a message written to them. We work with their caseworker to get the gifts that they have requested. Which, as you can imagine, is all over the map.
Sure.
For teenagers, it's like, a Bluetooth speaker or a gift card to go shopping. And then the little guys, Legos and dollies and walking toys and all kinds of things. So.
That's amazing. So I'd love to hear a little bit about how this got started and how long ago.
Sure. So we're about 6 years old, and we were founded by Lila Scott. She has 3 boys of her own, and she was looking for a way to give back to the community, especially the foster care community. She's very passionate about that. And she just was recalling how much joy it brought her own children on their birthdays to see the cake come in and see the balloons and just have that moment of, hey, somebody is celebrating me today. It's my special day. Yes. So she started Popup Birthday literally in her guest room.
Wow.
Yes. And then it just took off like wildfire. And so we've just been every year growing and growing and growing and serving more and more children.
Is that someone saw a need in their heart that they could not walk away from, and they created a nonprofit to serve that. And I love that story. That is my favorite story because that is just called, in my mind, heart work.
Part of our founding board included foster moms and other people in the community. We definitely wanted to make sure that we were hearing those voices as we designed Popup Birthday, because if you're going to serve the community, you've got to know what that community's thinking and feeling,
Yes.
and what their heart is, desiring, and so that we can be something that's actually of value.
Yes.
And so,
Oh my
so this
gosh.
conversation is so important.
Absolutely. It sounds like it's extremely important, and you're hitting the mark for sure. And okay, so let's talk about what I talk about with, I've been doing these interviews for a bit over a year now. And so as COVID was starting all the way through COVID, let's just talk about the effects of COVID, the lessons you've learned, and how that has changed or not changed things for how you've served.
Yeah, so COVID, I mean, like so many nonprofits, has been a journey for us, and we are still recovering. It's a process to recover from something like that. Like so many nonprofits, we rely on our volunteer staff to do what we do. We just have 1.5 staff members, myself, and I have a part-time assistant, and we serve nearly 25 kiddos a week. So
wow,
for us to make that happen, we have to have those volunteers that are coming in the office.
yes.
And so COVID, that just
right.
the loss of our volunteers,
right.
It in addition to other things, but just the loss of the volunteers was a major blow.
Yes.
Although I'm proud to say, even with that, we were able to continue service the entire time. We didn't miss a single birthday or a single week. So
commitment to make it work.
Determination, yes. For sure.
I love it. I love it.
We did have to shift on a couple things, and I think it's such a great question that you're asking, and I'm really appreciative that you're asking this question, because it gives us a chance to sort of talk about something that a lot of people, I think, is hard for them to appreciate what's changed. And for us, it was bittersweet. We had some hiccups with service. We buy a lot of things for our kiddos, and in those early days of COVID, shopping was just it was just crazy.
It was.
And so we did discover some cool things, though. And one of those was, if you can see behind me, these boxes, we've shifted. We used to use plastic bins, and then we shifted to white cardboard boxes during COVID because we literally could not get those plastic bins anymore.
Wow.
But now we have, these are decorated by volunteer groups, and they are just the most beautiful, special things. And so, yes, so it's a positive COVID change.
I love that. That's amazing.
And we're hearing from our caseworkers that the kids just seeing these boxes come down, coming at their door, coming in the door, so exciting to get to open them. Some of the kids are keeping it for their toys, and one kid used it as a car. So
Perfect. Sometimes the box is more fun than the actual toy, right?
Yes. If kids, that the box is going to be important.
Yes, for sure. So So what else? Like, have you been able to get your volunteers back yet? Or are we still working towards that?
Yes. So that's definitely one of the things I was so happy to talk with you today about, is there volunteer need. We are actively training volunteers and trying to build those hours back up. So we do have trainings right now up on our calendar, which is on our website under How to Help. There's a volunteer training calendar. We do ask the volunteers who are interested, take the training, and then you can sign up for shifts. So it's sort of training first, then shifts. And the shifts here in the office are a lot of wrapping presents and stuffing goodie bags and helping us put together those boxes. So if that sounds exciting to you, we'd love to meet you.
Yeah.
That
I think that is a neat way to serve, where you feel like you're bringing joy, and in a world where more joy is needed. I think that's a great way to serve.
And our founder really, I think, hit it on the nose when she decided, this is a way to bring joy to a community where they're really in need of experiences that provide normalcy. I mean, a birthday is a normal part of most children's growing up. And unfortunately, in the foster care system, or even before they're in that system, if there's cases of neglect, or if there's cases where the child's just not had those kind of experiences that are more of the normalizing kind, there can be a real need just to have memories associated with joy, so that we build some experiences that they can then tell other people about. They can go to school, tell their friends. These are important pieces of growing up.
And it's such a this is so simple and actionable. That's what I love, that it's every kid's going to have a birthday every year. And you can basically find out their wish list, gather the items and put it in a box. And that small, what seems to be a small thing, like maybe from our experience, huge lifelong experience, I bet. No question.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you ask most people, hey, what was your favorite birthday growing up? They usually can tell you.
No question. I said that on my social media this morning. I mean, you can bring up your favorite. For me, it was my 16th birthday party.
Oh, that's
it was Hawaiian theme. I mean, I remember it so well.
Yeah.
And it's so important. I love this. It's so great. It's so great. Do you use volunteer groups like NCL or YMSL?
Yeah, we're pretty active with them. We've had them help in the office. COVID again, that sort of changed that for a while, and we're just kind of getting back up to speed with having people in the office. So I'm sure we'll get there eventually, have actual in-office group volunteering. We're just still working on that picture of things, but these boxes, I mean, those groups are part of the groups that help us create the magic you see, and we're super grateful for them. Kiddos and teenagers, they can draw some great stuff.
Oh, no question. And it's such an outlet for them to give as well, knowing that that's going to be appreciated. So
yeah, they get a chance to, use their skills, use their markers and glitter and glue, and help another child have a really happy birthday.
Absolutely. So let's move into, other than volunteering, what do you have events? How can people support? I'm sure that donations, I don't know, do you do drive, or people hold drives, or I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, and we're still sort of figuring out what 2021 is going to look like, because we're definitely not in an ordinary time yet. So we do have an annual gala, and we definitely are always, looking for help with that. But we have donor boxes. We call it our birthday buddy program. And it's where you can sign up to sponsor a child's birthday. We have already built a target registry. So when you go to that calendar and you click on the child's birthday wish, you can connect to their registry and see what it is that they've asked for. You can.
Awesome. So easy.
It's pretty cool. So that's one way, is our birthday buddy program, and then volunteering in the office, like we've talked about. And then we do have still some need for some boxes to be decorated. So, if the artistic souls feel compelled to do that work, we would love that. And the month of May, since it is National Foster Care Awareness Month, we're really looking to build up our recurring donors. And that's a way, if you don't have, you can't make a large contribution, maybe you just have a little bit each month that you can contribute. That is a way to create some really big impacts, because those little amounts really add up over the year. So we're trying to build that up this month.
This has become a, no pun intended, recurring theme, actually. Because as I was talking last week, that with lighter loads, it's for you guys to be able to plan, your budget, right? When you know that you have a certain baseline, and when people think recurring donor, all of a sudden you think, giant. People have this thing in their head, like, oh, a recurring donor, that must be like a lot of money a month. Any amount helps, because sharing this out. There's another reason I want to share this out, because I guarantee you there's somebody who didn't know they could do this, right? And they're going to say, well, gosh, this would fill my heart to be able to do this. So,
I mean, $20 a month. I mean, that is a gift every month for a child for one of our boxes. I mean, you're just that small amount makes a direct impact every single month for a child.
Have you or will you be participating in either Giving Tuesday or Amplify Austin?
We did Amplify Austin, yes. And we, of course, will do Giving Tuesday. It's still, again, this post-COVID world, it's sort of like, do we do a get together or do we do a virtual? We're still trying to figure all those details out. But yes, we're always doing our best to raise funds so that we can serve more kids. I mean, it's we also accept in-kind donations. So you asked about toy drives and things like that. We have a Target registry and an Amazon registry of toys that we need the most. We do have like certain things that come up over and over again, like dollies and Legos and books.
Sure. Yeah.
So these are things we can consistently count on to always need. And yeah.
Is there a in-person drop off or does it all need to be sent to you?
Oh, we have in-person drop off. Sure. You can just email our office.
Terrific.
info@popupbirthday.org. And we'll set up a time to receive you in the office. Some people love to come up and see our big piñata and kind of see our office. And we love that too, because we get to, sort of show this is what we really do here. And this is what it's really like. It's a tiny little space, but it's a joyful space. And we love for people to visit. But yeah, just reach out to us through email and make an appointment to come by. We'd love to see you.
Fantastic. I feel the joy just from your background. I have two more questions. Can you talk about your gala, please?
Sure. So this year we had to pivot to virtual like so many other nonprofits, and we're still in the planning stages for next year. So unfortunately, I don't have a lot of details for you about that. But we can definitely circle back with you when we get those plans going. It's always trying to figure out, again, in this post-COVID world, if we're going to do virtual or if we're going to do something in person. We would love, of course, to connect in person because it's so fun. Our 2019 gala was a birthday party, because but for adults. So we had this piñata.
I love that. How fun.
It really was fun. We had a station where you tried to blow the biggest bubble that you could. So this is kind of our jam is to do fun stuff like that. And I'm sure that this is going to be what we do, again, it's just getting the plans together for the coming year.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Is there, without saying names or anything, obviously, is there maybe a little story you could share about a child receiving a birthday party and just, something that gives us that feeling?
I mean, there's so many stories.
Yeah,
it's hard to pick one.
All right. Pop one in your head.
Yeah, I think the ones that are always the most meaningful for me are the ones, and this is kind of a sad thing that we see here, is that it's not uncommon for us to see a request form where the caseworker is letting us know that this is the child's first birthday, and it's not because they're turning 1. We can have a teenager, and the teenager that is coming to mind was 15, and he had had a birthday, before. And not only that, but he didn't know quite how to respond to the question of what would you like, so the concept that he was going to have a gift that was going to be for him was a new thing. And so that I remember that, just trying to really understand what it would be like for you to be as old as 15 and be asked that question for the first time. And then when we crafted his box and put it all together, of course we had to go the extra mile because it's like, your first one, we're going to make this so awesome. And he opened it and was so excited, and his caseworker said he had tears in his eyes, and it was such a powerful moment. And he said something along the lines of they see me, and this is for me today. It's just that concept of no, I don't have to give this to anybody else. This is for me.
Oh boy, I'm tearing up. That's a showstopper. Whew.
Yeah, those
Those are the ones.
Stories that come across our desk, as you can imagine, it's just a lot of stuff that's heartbreaking, and you sometimes feel like, okay, well, we're birthdays. We're not hitting those. We're not a basic needs nonprofit. There's so many nonprofits that thank goodness provide that service. But what we do here is also critically important, and we can tell that when we hear the stories of our kiddos.
I'm kind of speechless right now. I really am. That's just incredible. And I do feel like, the gift that you're giving that 15-year-old, I know that in the future that is going to grow in him. And I know that there's a beautiful circle that comes back, that when they are able to give back, they have that. I mean, you planted a seed for his lifetime.
Yes, that's it. And that's the whole, the hope. You hope that this is going to be something that cascades into something beautiful going forward. And, one of the interesting things is, it might seem small, but in our boxes, we do 3 gifts. We do their gift for fun, which is, as we talked about before, usually a toy or gift card. And then a gift of need, which is usually clothing, and then a gift to read, which is a book. But we also include goodie bags for each guest that's coming to the party. And for a while, I thought, yeah, that's cute, but I didn't understand the real value of that until one day a caseworker was telling me that it meant so much to her kiddo that she served to have those goodie bags, because for the first time in her life, she was able to give her friends a gift too. She just was, right?
You got me again.
Yes, it's one of those things. And I think you don't think about the power of a goodie bag, but what that is you're giving them a chance to connect with their friends and exercise giving also. And that's powerful.
So powerful. That is, I love that. So a gift for fun, a gift for need, and a gift to read.
And all the party stuff.
And the party stuff. Oh, yeah. That is so great. Gosh. Is there anything I haven't asked yet that I haven't covered? Because
I feel like we're doing pretty well. I just feel so grateful that you've had us on and we've been able to talk with people. I really hope that people will connect with us after this. And I know that birthdays seem to strike a special chord. If you're a birthday person, you kind of know it.
Yeah.
right off.
Yeah.
And we're small but mighty is kind of how we feel, and we are doing our best to serve kids, but we really are growing. The number of kids that we serve is up 25% over 2019, which is incredible. We serve a 31 county area, so it's a lot, and so we really do need those volunteers, and we really do need those donors.
Yes, absolutely. So liking and following and sharing will bring in, I talk a lot about the ripple effect. And so sharing this starts a ripple effect. And, I have people watching that don't live in the area, and, maybe someone saying, this is exactly the kind of thing that I want to, start. And, so planting seeds I think is so, so important. So that's what we're here for.
Agreed. Ripple effect is everything.
Absolutely. And this has just been so nice to talk about a celebration. And the whole month in my Facebook group, we've been talking about celebration. So the fact that we're talking to Popup Birthday, I keep having these really amazing, bizarre, cool coincidences.
Yay.
Here's another one.
I love that.
This is all about celebration. And I mean, we got to celebrate in big and small ways, no matter what.
Right. We've all been through so many things, and to be a child going through this and having a traumatic situation or a change up in your living situation or all of these things on top of what the rest of us have also been going through. It's just, it just underscores the need for us to show up and engage.
Just all about the love, spreading the love. I love it. So great. Gosh. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for what you're doing on a daily basis. I know that there are so much layers of love going on here, and
thank you. That's awesome.
Hearing all about it. So, gosh, that's so great. Yes.
We'd love folks to visit our website.
Yes.
Yeah, and connect with us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And yeah,
and Karen has been, if you go, if you're watching this on the Facebook, all the links are here in the conversation. So all of that's there, but we're talking to Popup Birthday, located here in Austin, Texas. So next week I'll be talking to Circle Up. I think it's United Methodist Moms, and I haven't read up on them yet, so I can't go any further than that, but I'm trying to remember who to say I'm talking to next week, because I usually go, today I actually had it written down. So again, just thank you so much for watching the Nonprofit Shoutout interview. It is the way that we are trying to spread the love and the knowledge of the good work that is going on by very small but mighty nonprofits in the Austin area, and not just in the Austin area. So please like and follow this. I have a YouTube channel with all the interviews there. You could spend a good old weekend watching interview after interview, and I just smile this whole time. So I find it to be, even though some of the stories just wreck you, ultimately it is a story of hope. So again, thanks for watching today. Like and share all the things. And if you can see it in your heart to start a small recurring donation, that would be a beautiful thing. So I'm Ryan Lanier from Organizing for Good. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye. Okay. Stop recording.